Okay, so welcome to chapter 2. That's still module A, and this video is going to be a bit shorter just because foundations were a lot more important to go through, but this is more about conversions and making sure that we understand what's being asked for and what do we have so far, and making sure we know if there's a point where we need to convert for our answer. Um, that's about it, really, for these problems at least. So we're going to start to have a couple less problems that we had last time. We're going to start with number 3. An inhalation aerosol contains 225 milligrams of metaproterenol sulfate, God, which is sufficient for 300 inhalations. How many micrograms of metaproterenol sulfate would be contained in each inhalation? Okay, our method, right? Write out what we have so far, what we're looking for, and any um, conversions, methods of administration, calibration, because that's our connecting bridge, again, from what we have to what we need. So so what we have so far, we have 225 milligrams of our drug per 300 inhalations. INH, that's not the actual, I don't think so. They're asking for micrograms. Notice how the units are different here. And that's what we want to make sure we're extracting, right? Per inhalation. So we see two denominators with the same. That's could be our connecting unit for maybe a proportion. So let's see how that goes, right? So, but we also need to understand that at one point we're going to get our number, right? But we also need to convert it. But we can worry about that towards the end or the beginning. It's up to you. It's up to you whether you want to convert this to micrograms right now, and then go ahead and solve it, and then get your answer immediately, or solve it as is and then convert it to micrograms. Either way works fine. It's up to you. So I'll just go ahead and convert it at the end. 225. It's probably hard for you guys to read here. Per 300 equals X amount of milligrams, because proportions equal each other. So you gotta make sure the units equal each other as well, right? Per 1. So we're basically, this divided by itself is the same. So we're just solving for X. $225 divided by 300 equals 0.75 milligrams. So we have milligrams. That's a starting point, right? What we want is micrograms. So we see that we have 0.75 milligrams. Again, it's up to you how quick you're able to see it, divide it, get your answer. But I still want to show it to you guys on a way to maybe solve it for yourself if you don't have that just yet, right? So milligrams to micrograms, we need to understand first that those levels of conversion, right? So grams is standard unit. Milligrams is 10 to the negative 3 grams. There are 1,000 milligrams per gram. Gram is larger than milligram, so it's 1,000 less, 10 to the negative 3. Micrograms, 10 to the negative 6. There are 1,000 micrograms per milligram, and therefore 1,000,000 micrograms per gram. It's 1,000 to milligram and then another 1,000 to gram, right? 1,000 times 1,000 is 1,000,000. We're at milligram, we're getting to microgram. So I recommend dimensional analysis also because that's the best way to see where you're at and where you want to go to instead of just jump, but to each their own. Again, it's your preferred method. 0.75 milligrams times what you, this is what you have. What you want is microgram. And we said that there was there are 1,000 micrograms per 1 milligram equals, right? So because a microgram is smaller than a milligram, so we're gonna have more of micrograms to equal to the bigger amount, which is gonna end up as being smaller. So milligrams to milligrams, that crosses out. And what you're left is micrograms. 0.75 times 1,000, you're moving the decimal place 1, 2, 3 times. 750 micrograms of metaproterenol sulfate. How many micrograms of metaproterenol sulfate will be contained in each inhalation? There would be 750 micrograms per inhalation. Cool. Let me just make sure that I'm giving you guys the right answers here. Yep, that's right. Okay. Okay. Next question is going to be number 10. Let's get to number 10. One-half liter of a solution for intravenous infuse on contains 2 grams of drug. How many milliliters of solution would contain 5 milligrams of drug? Whoa, so much information. No, write out what we have first. 1/2 liter. So they say 1/2 liter and they're asking for milliliters. We're pharmacy students, we're super smart. We know that 1/2 liter is equal to 500 milliliters. So we're gonna start with that. This 500 ml contains 2 grams of drug. What are they asking for? Let me write that right out for you guys. They're asking for how much milliliters of the solution is needed for 0.5 of the drug. 0.5 milligrams of the drug. So there's 2 points where we need to convert. We had to convert liter to milliliter here, and we also need to convert at one point milligrams to milligrams because they're asking for milligrams. That's what the question is asking for. Okay. So so we have the conversion is in our given, so we do need to convert that first, right? So there's 2 grams given, and there's 0.5 milligrams needed given. So in our proportion, 500 ml per, they're asking for milligrams. So how many milligrams are in 2 grams? We can do 2 grams times 1,000 milligrams per gram, 2,000 milligrams. I hope that's like just inherent in your mind when you're calculating these. So 500 ml per 2,000 milligrams equals, and there we're looking for how much ml of the solution is needed for 0.5 milligrams. So we have our proportion. Yeah, I'm not gonna math that out in my head. So solve for x, we're multiplying 500 times 0.5, so that's 250. And then divided by, 2,000. 0.125 ml, right? We made sure, and when you finish your answer, you want to double check. Be a little paranoid, but don't waste too much time. But be a little paranoid. Half a liter solution, how many milliliters? So we converted liters to milliliters. Got it, that's there. 2 grams of drug needs milligrams. We converted 2 grams to 2,000 milligrams. Got it. Calculated, we ended up with milliliters. That's our answer, 0.125 milliliters. Okay, last question for chapter 2. Recommended dose for a brand of nicotine patches, 21 milligram dose per day for 6 weeks, followed by 14 milligram per day for 2 weeks. Oh, sorry. The recommended dose for a brand of nicotine patches, 21 milligram dose per day for 6 weeks, followed by 14 milligram per day for 2 weeks, and then 7 milligram per day for 2 more weeks. What total quantity in grams would a patient receive during this course of treatment? That's actually how nicotine is treated in terms of nicotine patches. Don't worry about that. Okay, so they're asking for the total quantity in grams. We have milligrams, so we eventually need to convert to grams for this course of treatment. So what we can do first is just calculate how much total we have in milligrams, and then go from our conversion from milligrams to grams, right? Pretty easy. And I don't know, this out of the questions that we had so far, this is probably going to be your most realistic for when you're calculating in community pharmacy, right? You're either going to ask how many patches you're going to need and such per box or whatnot. Okay, so what's a patient receive during this course of treatments per day for 6 weeks? So one dose, that's 1 patch every day for 6 weeks. 6 weeks times 7 days, that's what, 42 days. So 21 milligrams times 42 days. Why do we go days instead of weeks? Because the dose is per day, not per week. So we're gonna multiply by the number of days, right? Okay, 14 milligrams per day for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, that's how many days? 14. I feel like I'm Dora. Okay, 14 milligrams times 14 days. And then 7 milligram for another 14 days. Shorthand. There you go. Okay, so let's multiply and add that up together. And we know we can do that at the same time because parentheses, right? Right. So we are gonna do this. Look at the camera, look at the calculator. 21 times 42 plus 14 times 14 plus 7. No, let's do delete. 7 times 14. Right? Multiplying each individual one in its own calculation and adding them up at the same time. So that's 1,176 milligrams. We're staying with milligrams, right? No, we're not. Why? Because they're asking for grams. So milligrams to grams, there's how many milligrams in a gram? 1,000. So you can either do it in your head. I'm going to show it to you guys. 76 milligrams times, you want grams, so that's what's at top. And you're converting from milligrams. 1,000. That's why you divide by 1,000. But you really want to gain the skill of just with especially like dividing tens and hundreds or thousands. You just want to mentally know that you're going back one decimal place or adding this many decimal places this way. So milligrams to gram, let's just say the decimal points right there. Dividing by 1,000 to a gram, you're going back 3 decimal points. 1, 2, 3 equals 1.176 gram. That's our answer. Double check if there's any rounding. No, there's no specification for significant figures. 1.176 gram nicotine. All right, that's it for chapter 2. See you in the next video.